In the middle of the 16th century, Spain stands at the center of the known world. Its ships cross the Atlantic in steady rhythm. Its flag flies over territories stretching from Europe to the Americas. Its king rules an empire so vast that contemporaries say the sun never sets upon it. And beneath it all lies a river of silver, so abundant it appears inexhaustible. This is Spain at its peak, the dominant superpower of its age. But hidden inside this prosperity is the first stage of a familiar pattern, one that has quietly ended empires before and will do so again. Stage 1. Sudden wealth. The transformation begins in 1545, high in the Andes. Indigenous miners uncover a mountain so rich in silver that it seems almost mythical, Potosi. Within decades, it becomes one of the largest cities on Earth. At its height, more silver flows from this single mountain than from all of Europe combined. By the late 1500s, Spanish galleons carry an estimated 150 tons of silver per year across the Atlantic. To put that in perspective, Europe's entire money supply doubles within a single generation. For Spain, the effect is immediate and intoxicating. The crown suddenly has access to what feels like unlimited money. Armies expand, palaces rise, wars are financed without new taxes, at least at first. Credit becomes easy, imports flood in. The empire appears unstoppable. But here's where the pattern begins. Because this wealth isn't earned through productivity or innovation, it isn't the result of a stronger domestic economy. It is extracted, dug from the ground, shipped across oceans, and spent as fast as it arrives. And that difference matters. The human experience of prosperity. In Seville, the main port receiving American silver, the streets fill with luxury goods, Italian silks, Flemish tapestries, German armor. Spanish merchants grow rich importing foreign products rather than building domestic industry. Why invest in manufacturing when silver buys everything? For ordinary Spaniards, life initially improves. Wages rise, work is plentiful, especially tied to trade and government supply contracts. The empire is winning wars, prestige is everywhere. But prices are rising too. At first, it feels manageable. Bread costs a little more, rent creeps upward. Artisans notice foreign goods undercutting local production, but few connect this to silver flows from across the ocean. The money keeps coming. That's what matters.
Stage 2. The illusion of stability. On paper, Spain is fabulously wealthy. Under Philip II, the empire controls vast territories, the most powerful navy in Europe, and the world's largest supply of precious metal. Creditors line up to lend to the crown, confident that tomorrow's silver fleets will pay yesterday's debts. This is the second stage of the pattern, apparent stability backed by extraordinary inflows. But beneath the surface, structural weaknesses are forming. Spain imports far more than it exports. Its economy becomes dependent on foreign producers, particularly in the Netherlands, Italy, and parts of Germany. Skilled labor migrates elsewhere. Domestic manufacturing stagnates. Silver doesn't circulate evenly. It concentrates around the state, the military, and favored elites. Prices rise faster than wages for ordinary people. Savings lose value quietly, year after year. This phenomenon even earns a name among later historians, the price revolution. Between 1500 and 1650, prices across Spain increase 4 to 6 times. For someone living on fixed income, a pension, a rent payment, a church stipend, this is devastating. But the empire doesn't stop spending. Why didn't they see it? Why would they? Every problem seems solvable with more silver. A war breaks out, fund it. A debt comes due, borrow against next year's shipment. A budget gap appears, another fleet is already en route. This is where the pattern becomes dangerous because success delays consequences. Spain begins to behave like a nation that believes money itself is wealth. But money is only a claim on real goods and services, and Spain is producing fewer of those each year. Stage 3. Dependence sets in. By the late 16th century, the empire can no longer function without silver inflows. Government revenues depend on it, military payrolls depend on it, debt repayments assume it. And when silver shipments are delayed by storms, pirates, or war, the effects are immediate. Payments stop, credit dries up, panic spreads through royal finances. Spain declares its first sovereign default in 1557, then again in 1575, and again in 1596. Each time, creditors forgive or restructure the debt because they still believe in the silver. What started as abundance has become dependence, and dependence is fragile. The hidden vulnerability. Here's the detail that changes everything. Most of Spain's silver doesn't stay in Spain.
It flows outward to pay foreign creditors, to purchase imported goods, to finance wars across Europe. Much of it ends up in Asia, particularly China, where silver is in high demand. Spain becomes a conduit, not a creator of wealth. The empire looks rich, but its economic foundation is hollowing out. And this isn't unique to Spain. What happens next when confidence cracks, when inflows slow, when prices outpace incomes, follows a pattern we've seen before. And after Spain, we'll see it again. But that turning point requires a trigger, and Spain is about to get several. What began as a miracle of wealth will soon become a mechanism of collapse.